I'm Clement Townsend. I teach digital media in Chicago. For the past several years, I've worked with students to help them create video versions of the assignments they were doing in core subjects. The purpose of this video is to show how middle school students can develop their communication, creativity, collaboration, critical thinking, and technology skills through video assignments in core subjects. It's an exciting and immersive way for students to show what they know. I want students to be able to learn technology skills integrated with the lessons they are already doing in their current core subjects.
This video is on tape diagrams.
After the example video for students, I will give step-by-step instructions on how students can create their own video using Canva. I'm interested to hear from you. Does this type of assignment interest you for your students? Comment below. Let me know what you think. Let's get started.
Once you have logged on to Canva, this is what your home screen should look like, some version of this. And certainly we're going to get started with video. So we're going to go ahead and click that. And let's really bring your video to life. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to work on the left side. And on the left side, you will see elements. That's where we're going to work at primarily with elements and with text. Here's where you'll see things on the left side that you're going to use. On the right side is where you will see your actual video as you start to create it. The bottom is your timeline. That's where you're going to place different elements. And they have a play button here towards the bottom and a play button towards the right. So again, we're going to start with elements and we want to create like a title slide so we know who's doing the project. When I click inside of elements, we're just going to go with background. And just choose any background. You can go graphics. So I'll go graphics and see all. And just whatever background you like, scroll through. Say, for instance, you like the blue one. You just want to drag that right over inside the purple. So that's how we get started with our background. And primarily from here on out, you're just going to use text. So you just want to start by putting your name. Click on add a heading or add subheading. And just want to click that one time. And let's get started with what we're doing. Dividing whole numbers by fractions, and then put your name and what period. Certainly with text, there's a lot of different things you can do. Once I hit the outline portion, it turns into 4 arrows. I can move it around. You can change the color and things of that nature. You can also use these 2 arrows here and turn it on its side. But we just want to get started easily by adding text. Once you have that, then you want to duplicate to add your next slide. So I'm going to click the 3 dots and then click duplicate. And then let's start with 18. So I can actually put it in the same box. Let's start with the number 18. Put it in the same box. And again, click the outside, turn to my 4 arrows. Maybe I'll move this down and let's do a big number 18. So text Here, I already have text box, add a heading, and let's say we want to do 18. And if you wanted to change the color, let's say you wanted to make it pink to stand out, choose your colors here on the left side, make it pink. If you want to make it super big, because we want to start with the number 18, let's go 88. If it didn't take for some reason, or maybe it did take, but it's not as big as I want it to be, you can always grab the sides of it. Grab the sides of it, and that's going to make it big. Again, my 4 arrows. So let's start with the number 18. And then I just want to duplicate this again, and we're just doing text. Duplicate this again. And then say I want to do up here, it looks like this. And I can actually just duplicate this box here, touch the sides. When I touch the sides, give me a duplicate option, and I can just drag this over. It looks like this. So anytime you want to do text, this is how you're going to do text. Anytime you want to duplicate, you're going to duplicate from here. But those are pretty much the basics to adding text and how you get started. Once you are ready to create your video, you can start from scratch or you can begin with a template. Everything that you need to do is really going to be contained on the side panel on the left. The first thing on the side panel is design. So it all depends on what class you're working in. If it's a math class, you could type in math and you see some math templates. The same thing. If it's an English class, you have English templates, science, and so forth. Whatever subject you're working in, you just type that in the top at the search bar. And so for this example, I'll do math class, and you would scroll down and pick whichever one you like. Click on it one time, and now you have a welcome to math class. If you would like to delete some items, you certainly could delete some items. So that will be how you would delete items. And then you might want to duplicate this. If you want this page to run throughout your whole video project, you can duplicate that. And then you can start actually using elements here. So if you wanted to look for books, anything you want to be in elements. That has pretty much everything that you need. So elements, if I'm looking for books, I just type in books. And then at the top, left to right, you have graphics, photos, videos. You can also scroll down as well, and you have graphics, photos, and videos. And then you can click see all to see everything that they have. Since I'm doing a video, I typically like to add videos. So you just scroll down, click on it one time, and now you have a video of books. You can make it a little bit smaller in terms of how slim it is, or you can make the whole video smaller. And then, of course, you still have the background. If you just want a blank page, you could just click the blank page and it adds a blank page. And then if you wanted a video or what have you, you can now have a video on a blank page. If you want to change the background, you can click off the video and just click the background itself. I'm clicking in the white. And then here, background color towards the top. And then choose whichever color you want. Maybe you want a gray background. And then you can continue, again, duplicating that page if you need it. But whatever you want to search for in elements, books, if you want to search for ice cream, they gave me ice because I didn't add my M. If you want to search for ice cream, and again, I'm all on videos. So here, if you want to delete, you can delete that video. And then we have ice cream right there. If you wanted graphics, certainly you can just click on graphics and you have ice cream graphics. And then here's a cool thing. So again, I can make this smaller by grabbing the side. And then I can have just a regular ice cream cone. Or if you click up top, which allows the filter, here allows you to filter, it gives me animated. So say I want like my ice cream to move. So click off that. And so then now I have ice cream that actually moves and I can make it smaller. So whatever it is you're looking for, you can have graphics, you can have photos, you can have videos, and then of course you can change, you can rotate it if you want to move it to the side, anything that you have. Videos as well, you can rotate those, move them to the side. You can change the size of anything that you have. It looks like on this ice cream, I could change my color. So here, maybe I wanted to be a different color for my ice cream. There you have it. So you can change the color on that. I do want to add another page. So let's say we just do a blank page. So I just plus button at a blank page. And then they certainly do have shapes. So I'm going back to elements. And then say if I want to do shapes, whatever shapes that you need, you would just type in whatever that shape is. So if we're doing a heart shape, you have graphics, photos. There's a heart shape here. Just click it one time. Frames. So here, see all. And there's one. You could change the color on that one as well. There's the color. Maybe you want it to be a red heart shape, and then you can move it. They do have lines. So again, I'll go back to element. If you need some type of line, you just type in lines. And they have all types of lines, shapes, photos, see all, line there. So there's my line. Certainly you can move it. Potentially you can make it a little bit longer for sure. Again, you can work with like a border if you want the line to be dotted and things of that nature. I could probably put a border on my heart as well, border style, a border on my heart. So many different things you can find in elements. Certainly, if you're doing math, they do have fractions already. So again, I'm on shapes. I would want to clear that, make sure I'm on elements, and then we're going to do fractions. They already have some fractions here. You can click on 3/4, see all. They have 2/3, 1/5, things of that nature. They do have some pie charts. So if I wanted 1/3, if I delete my 3/4, delete that, and here 1/3, and then certainly you could change the color if you wanted that orange to be a pink. So something happened that, there we go. It just took a minute for it to show up. So now we have 1/3 is shaded white. And one thing that I do want to show that I think is pretty cool, if you're looking for the sun, and we showed how to animate and things of that nature. But say if I want to have 5 hearts, if I'm just trying to show ratios or anything like that, 1 heart, 2 hearts, 3 hearts. I'm going to duplicate this. So I'm just pressing the duplicate button. And then one cool thing is it's always nice when everything lines up. So I'm going to move some of this stuff out the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click off everything. Then I'm going to highlight my 5 hearts. Click off. And then I want to highlight all 5 of my hearts. And then I want, it can group them, that's fine. But I want position is what I'm looking for. So I hit these 3 dots, position. And so actually what I want to do is tidy up. So let me see if I ungroup, if it lets me do that. So I ungroup. So it did need to be grouped. And I want to tidy up. And they're now all in a nice, neat row. One thing to note, if you don't see the fraction you're looking for, say for instance, we have 5 hearts here, and I would want to change these hearts to green. So I'm going to scroll down, green heart here, and then another green heart. So now how many hearts are green? That's 2/5, and they might not have 2/5 when I go back to elements. So they might not have 2/5. So then you would just go ahead and do a text box for that. So I'm going to delete my line, text box, and I'm looking for 2/5. So again, just like we've talked before in text, 2, and then you would need another line. I could duplicate this box, duplicate it. And so now I would want 5. And then you would just go for a line. Elements. You can hit the X to clear it. and then go for a line. And certainly you probably just want like a black line, or it could be a white line. But again, you want to move it in small and then drag that over. And then you have 2/5. If that's a little bit too long for you, you could always crop it and make it a little bit smaller. And now we have 2/5, the fraction that you need. One thing that might be easier than doing that, certainly might not look as professional, but you also have the draw tool, and it might be a little bit easier to draw. You have here a pen, you have a marker, you have a highlighter, and then you have an eraser. Here you can change the color. So here, if I'm doing the marker, I could always just write 2/5, and that might be a little bit easier. I can change how thick it is, the settings. So if I want to erase my 2/5 and I want it to be pen, you can change the color, not blue. Just say, for instance, you want this to be another color. So once I write, and then I wanted to change the thickness here, maybe a little thinner. So now 2, pretty thin. So that is the drawing tool. So a couple of different ways to do fractions. If they don't have it, you can make a fraction with the text, or you can use the drawing tool to do whatever it is you need. Certainly if you need to circle things, for sure. If you need to highlight things, so many different options with the drawing tool, so many different things you can find, everything you need in Elements. That is an overview.
I know you are a creative, innovative teacher who wants to revolutionize learning for your students. Book a free 30-minute call with me and let's virtually create a video for your classroom assignment together. Click the link in the description to schedule your call. I can't wait to chat with you.